Yo, we back with another update. Not too many updates, but a couple. Of course, we know I'm Prophet. I'm here at Castle Studios, of course, in Chicago. So, as we know, I'm on this journey to find my paternal side of the family. To say the least, this shit ghetto, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I honestly feel like I probably should have kept playing football and then just let my daddy come find me or something like Shaq daddy did. I think that's probably was the best way to do it, cause this shit ghetto, bro. First of all, it's a lot of pieces to put together. I didn't realize, the pieces that you got to put together on this shit. And I didn't realize how many people would affect either. I knew it was going to affect some lives, but I was only thinking in terms of my father and his family. Like, say I meet him and he fucking married, he got 10 kids and some shit like that, or you know what I'm saying? Or shit, what if he in jail or something like that and this just affect him in a different type of way? Or shit, what if he on his deathbed and he meet his long lost son? Like, you never know. So I was only thinking in terms of that shit. But honestly, it does affect more than just me, this little journey I'm on. I've had family reach out to me, call my phone that I ain't never heard from throughout this process. It's weird, right? So at first on Ancestry, I was showing y'all last time how they have it separated where you have parent one, parent two, and they show you how many matches you got per parent. You feel me? So my aim was to find out which parent was which. That was the first thing I needed to find out. So the only parent that I had very close family relations with, it seems like it's my father's side, right? Because I found a young lady from my mother's side. I think I talked about it in the last video. I'm gonna say her name because she cool. I hope she don't, be mad about this, but her name's Samantha. She my cousin, my second cousin, meaning, her parent is my parent's cousin, is my mom's cousin. So in that process, I've been talking to her. She live on the East Coast, like I said. Very dope young lady. I'm proud to call her family. I won't say how old she is, but she younger than me. She a teacher. She's a photographer like me. I've been on her website. Dope work, very dope work. She do a lot of niche work. And I always like the niche photographers because it's like if you can make a bag off doing one thing in photography, that's dope. Me, I be all over the place with it. Nigga, I shoot porn to the church service. So it's all over the place with me. But I like the niche photography. She a very dope young lady, young. So we got to talking, and she was awarded a state like me. She didn't know her family. She met her mom later on in life. Her and her mom have a relationship now, and her mom was telling her who her dad was. So come to find out, she gave me her dad's name. I did my own little research and found out that, her dad is a cousin of mine on my mom's side. She's my mom's cousin, making me his second cousin. You know what I'm saying? But since she's the kid of a cousin, she technically is my second cousin as well. So found out who he was. She told me his name, and I kind of told her who he was. And I don't know, I feel like it got a little messy. Obviously, he got a life that he living now. I don't think he even know about her. So that's obviously a mess right there. And then, you never know how somebody want to approach a situation. I wasn't going to reach out to him and be like, look, this your daughter, because I don't even know him. You know what I'm saying? And even if I did, it ain't my place to do that. So, you got to tread lightly with things like that. I was happy to hear that she is interested in reaching out to him, and I felt good about kind of connecting them dots. And it helped me. That's the point of this story. It helped me as well because I was able to tell which parent was which on my ancestry sheet. So now that I've confirmed that she is my cousin's daughter, and me being related to her confirms that he's that he's her father. So that was dope. And we both kind of figured that out. Like, damn, our connection literally confirms who your daddy is, because she didn't know who he was. She just had a name and it was still up in the air. But me being her fucking second cousin and me being his second cousin, it made sense. It worked out. And then she was already connected with a few cousins that I don't know, some older cousins from out of state and stuff like that I didn't know. So I ended up getting calls from them and everything about this shit. So it is a touchy situation. That's an example of how it affects just more than my life. You know what I'm saying? So on top of that, it connected some dots for me. So now I know who parent 1 and parent 2 is. Now on parent 1 side, which is my paternal side, my father's side, I got close cousins on that side. I got 4 close cousins, first cousins, meaning that they mom or they dad is related to my dad. They brother and sister or they cousins, they first cousins. So and these cousins around my age. I'm 34, so man, the oldest one I talked to was 40. So we ain't far apart. You know what I'm saying? So that let me know that our parents are very close. They either cousins or they siblings. And it's kind of hard for me to tell right now. As I talked about in the previous video, my cousin, her name Laura, she stayed down south somewhere like that. I ended up talking to her on the phone, but I didn't get much information about it. She had some family stuff going on, and I just been waiting on her to call me back. She seemed like a very cool person, and hopefully we'll be able to have a conversation soon. I also talked to her brother. I believe they have siblings. Of course, we black, we don't say have siblings, but I think they got the same mom and not the same dad. So when I reached out to him, he finally reached back, and he like, man, if you share blood with my sister Laura, that mean that we related on my mom's side. So his mom is related to my parent. His mom is either my dad's sister or his first cousin. Either way, when I figure out, and I believe their mom is deceased right now, so when I figure out that relationship, then I'll be able to closer tell who the hell my father is. So I found these first cousins. I haven't been able to have an extensive conversation with them, but I have been able to talk to him. He did tell me his mom's name. I was able to match her up on their family tree. So I know that I think she died, RIP to her. I believe she's deceased now. But it's very possible that she is my dad's sister. So that's huge. That's a huge thing. If I can figure out who all they siblings are and who all they cousins are, then I can narrow it down by the names. In the previous video, I talked about my sister's auntie who told me that my dad's name was Osiris. But she also said my mom called the guy Roscoe or something like that. He was a police officer. I never heard that my father was a police officer until her. 2 other people told me his name was mine, but they said he was like a hustler. He's like, you know, he had a cab stand in the projects or something like that. He used to sell weed. That sounded like he probably was my daddy. That sounded like some shit I do. That's how I grew up. So that sound more like that probably was my father. My mom was probably talking to a police officer at the time or something like that, and he was like stepping up, which is cool too. But I'm trying to find these niggas, right? So I called the Chicago PD, the headquarters, and I'm like, man, how can I get some officer records? I don't know if he dead, I don't know if he retired, I don't know what happened with him. So I just gave them the names, and they told me to reach out to the Freedom of Information Act, go on their website, which is what I did. I sent the inquiry through Chicago PD and seeing if I can get any records or any officers in 1990 that worked on 51st and Wentworth named either Osiris or Roscoe. Now Roscoe, I don't know if that's a first or a last name. Osiris most likely is a first name. So if it ain't his first name, it's his middle name, and y'all can still find him from there. So it can't be too hard to find out if it was an officer named Osiris in that station that year, or Roscoe, last name or first name. So that's basically where I'm at with that. That's one lead as far as the father go. Another lead that I just got today, and it's so crazy. I actually was on Ancestry earlier, and sometimes they link like criminal reports and newspaper articles and stuff like that to your family. It's a funny ass story too. I'm gonna tell you this story before I tell you the real story. I found my uncle on that motherfucker. So this is my mom's brother. I've been knew him. He named after my grandfather. So a lot of people on my mom's side I know. So like me and this nigga look alike and everything. He look like the dark skinned version of me. And I ain't gonna say his name and shit, but Unc know who he is. Shit, half the city know my uncle. But they end up linking a damn news article from like 2003. This nigga done got into it with security at Six Flags. He done got so mad at them people, he done pissed on them people in front of everybody. He gets so mad, he piss all over the ride or some shit like that. Argue with security guard, get into it with their ass. They lock his ass up for disorderly conduct. The shit, the article come up on Ancestry. I'm reading it like, man, this sound like my damn uncle because he a wild motherfucker, but it definitely was his ass. Funny ass story. Link that story through Ancestry. I end up hitting him up like, Unc, did you do this shit? He's talking some hell yeah, nephew. That was a long time ago. I'm a different guy now. Man, you pissed on them folks. You crazy as hell. But outside of that, I found another article, right? So I ain't know this, and I think this is savage as hell. I'm not in agreement with this, maybe because I went through the system, but in 1993, the Chicago Tribune, I did not fucking know that the newspapers used to publish when your kid get taken by DCFS. I never knew that. I don't know if they still do that shit to this day, but that shit is bogus, bro. Because some of these people got their rights back. Their kids was only gone for a couple months, or it could have been a misunderstanding. I got family members who currently going through situations with DCFS that was like not even damn near they fault, and then you publish her in a newspaper, like damn, her job could see that, her current co-workers could see that, her ex-boyfriend, her new boyfriend, everybody could see that. That's wild as hell to me. But in 1993, in the Chicago Tribune, an article came up with my little sister's name in it. You feel me? And they was like, man, is this your family member? Ancestry basically sent me the article and was like, this could be your family member. So I'm scrolling the article, and it's literally, man, it's got to be at least 50 names in this article. And I go through each and every name, and before I get to my sister's name, I see my own damn name. So it basically, they was listing all the kids who got taken, what day they got taken. And I guess it is public record because it's a court thing, but I just think it's bogus for them to post it. They basically posted the conditions of me becoming a ward of the state. So in this article, it says, you know, on May 19th of 1993, a petition was written for Osiris Johnson to become a ward of the state. And you, so-and-so got an answer for this. So they listed me as the minor, and they listed one parent on there. And the parent name was Curtis Cade. And in the parentheses, it said father. So it said he had to report to the petition to get me back because I was a ward of the state. So I'm looking and I'm wondering why they didn't put my mom's name. And I think it's probably because she had got her rights taken by then. She was on drugs real bad around that time. So I could see why they didn't let her answer the petition, but the nigga they said was supposed to answer this petition name was Curtis Cade, which is, it's crazy. This is a crazy story because I ain't never heard this name until my mama said it. My mama died in 2011, and you know, my mama used to get high, but around that time, she wasn't doing the hard drugs. She just used to smoke a little weed and shit like that. So we would sit on the phone. This is man, what year was this? This had to been 2011. We had just got back cool, cause I ain't talked to her for like a year. I met my OG in 2008, and I ain't talked to her for the whole 2009? I ain't talked to her. We had got into it, and we had just started back talking in 2011, and I'm like, man, could you tell me what the fuck my daddy name is? Like, man, tell me the real name. And she like, your daddy name is Curtis Cade. And I just felt like, man, that's an actor name. Like, cause my mom used to just make up stories and shit, G. Like, she used to be real imaginative, I would say. You know, if y'all know any damn ex-drug addicts, nigga, they ass be having colorful fucking imaginations, my nigga. So when she said it to me, I just took it with a grain of salt. I'm like, man, that don't even sound like a real name, gang. Like, I'm telling her like that don't sound real. Like tell me the real name. But at the time she was a little tipsy on the phone or a little high, whatever. And she just kept saying like his name Curtis Cade. And I'm like, man, that sound like a fucking actor name or a fucking superhero in a Marvel film or something, Curtis Cade. So I never looked into this name. All these years I never looked into this name. Till today. This shit just happened today. I was looking through that article and they said the person to answer the petition, I'm gonna print the article so y'all can really read it yourself because I don't even understand all the language. But they said the person that I guess answered this petition for me to be awarded the state was my father, Curtis Cade. So I don't know how they know that. If that's my father, I don't know how that worked because I've been through situations as an adult where kids were taken from a family member of mine and they didn't do like a DNA test or nothing to see if these guys were their father or nothing. They just went and dropped these kids off at these niggas' houses. They was their real fathers, but they didn't do like a DNA test to know. So I don't know if this nigga is my father or he was just the nigga that was talking to my mom around that time and he was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna help you get your kids back, or maybe he has some love for me. I don't know, bro. But that's a new name added to the list, Curtis Cade. And they spelled his last name C-A-D-L. I'm thinking that's a typo. You know what I'm saying? If it's not a typo, that's a weird ass spelling for a last name to be Cade. It kind of sounds like cattle or something like that. But that's how you spell his last name. Curtis, the first name with a C, C-U-R-T-I-S, and last name C-A-D-L. So I don't know, bro. We gonna figure it out. Those are all the updates I got so far, man. When I talk to some more family members, I'm hoping to get calls from both of my cousins this week, and they gonna really be able to put some pieces to the puzzle for me. I'm hoping that we get something back from the Freedom of Information about this police officer with my name or the name Roscoe. And I'm hoping that I get some leeway on this Curtis Cade character. I'm about to look into the actual legal case and look into the details of it and figure out why he was named as my father in that case, in the newspaper, in the Chicago Sun-Times. Did I say Tribune earlier? It was the Sun-Times. So we gonna see, man. Hopefully I have some updates for y'all in the next few days. Until then, we out.